just want the whole world to know about my I love you, and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true, 'cause you're my...
I grew up in Belmopan. Always lived in Belmopan my whole life. Live in Temash, well, the Piscina area on Temash Street. Grew up with friends in the area. We all very close still because we're friendly kids. They run boat, they play games and they play ball, and sometimes they get in trouble, you know. Yeah, always funny because when you're the whole group away they out on the street, they play, and then the minute somebody start crying, everybody take off and go home because, you know, somebody parents will come out, where going on, and who this, so everybody scatter, disappear in their house till eventually, you know, come out back, and then we start again until another incident happened, like a window broke or something. Well, I had always been drawing as a child. It has, you know, when you go to school and you learn, when you work like with the atlas a lot, learning the map every day. Well, not every day, but like on weekends, you know, when you're done your homework, I sit down with my paper and I sketch out the atlas, like different countries, different areas of the globe and stuff. So that I guess that way I learned for. That way the interest in a whole with drawing or anything artistic came along, and then eventually down the road, like I had a camera, and I just said, I can pick up this camera. I take my sister, because I had a lot of female friends and, well, my sister for work along with, where I said, let's go take some pictures. Let's go try put on some makeup. I make you pretty. I tell you sit there and we do this and that. I just started. It just came to me, and it was just in me. In high school, you know, you have to do different electives. Whether it be food and nutrition, which is cooking, and you had the sewing, you had agriculture, woodwork. When I got into the arts room, that's when I realized, okay, this is my most comfortable room. It's where I prefer to spend most of my time in. They gave us the task to find a picture from a magazine and say, sketch that picture. So I did my sketch, and it was like, wait. This looked more realistic, it looked more, there was something behind it other than just a sketch. It wasn't perfect, but it looked a lot better than everybody else's one. So that's when I decided, okay, I will pursue this.
I knew he was artistically inclined when he came home all excited that day from school and said he did a really nice drawing, he was the best.
After I finished high school and I heard about the art program at SJC was when I said, Mom, you know, like, high school is coming to an end. I think I don't want to try to pursue that. And she was like, I know I'll pay for send you for do art.
I thought art at that time, you know, was kind of, you know, you're not sure. It's not something that makes money. I told him you would have to sit at home and work hard, and I would have to take care of all the bills.
My first job was at the prison. While I was working at the prison, I also picked up a camera and started taking pictures and decided to start playing around with Photoshop and editing photos. After a while, you know, you can't really stay at one place for too long. So I left the prison. Eventually, I saw an ad for a job at the Angeles Press for a graphic designer. I didn't feel that I have made enough progress with my computer skills, you know, designing to get the job, but either way I still applied. I did the interview. I realized that it wasn't a full designing job, you know, it's a multitasking. I had to do a bit of cashiering, a bit of copies and stuff, but then I was also then put as the main person to do graphics for customers. I did that for a couple of years, and eventually I said, okay, I'm almost there, I'm almost home. So while I'm sharpening my skill with the graphics at Angeles Press, I also started to get a bit more professional with the photography. I worked a lot with friends who I consider my models, and almost every weekend or something I have someone practicing doing a photo shoot, which also helped me to learn how to capture different emotions from a person. I also learned how to direct as a photographer. Through doing that is when I learned, you know, okay, you need to learn how to talk to people, how to get them to evoke a certain emotion for a photograph. And then that's when I learned for myself what kind of photographs I want to take. I just really developed the talent and the skill of how to put together a photograph, what I want from a photograph, who I want in a photograph, or what do I want to promote from the photograph. I would say my niche is definitely anything to do with beauty, fashion, or art. As long I find myself wanting to do more creative shoots, more stylish shoots, more beautiful shoots. And it's not only like for females, it's male as well. Sometimes I do both, sometimes I do just one. And I do believe that I'm more into style, trends, and fashion, definitely. Well, I'm still with the same group of company. There was a job opening for a graphic designer for the overall Santiago Castillo companies. So I'd still be working for Angelus, but I would be working more as a graphic designer besides from being an all-arounder at Angelus Press. And that's where I'm at now, and I feel like I'm really actually doing what I am very passionate about in life.
And I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true.